Welcome back to New Jersey ViewPoint. I'm Ken Rosato. Recently, there's been a lot of talk about protecting the United States from cyber threats. The question is, how vulnerable are we and how can we be attacked? Our next guest is regularly called upon to secure the cyber systems of major real estate and financial firms. Please join me in welcoming Ian Marlowe, the founder and CEO of FITECH. Good to have you with us.
Good morning. Pleasure to be here.
Well, what can the average person do to prevent cyber attacks? I mean, not everyone can afford FITECH. So what does the average person do to try to minimize the potential of cyber attacks?
So, you know, there's a lot of common sense here. It starts off with a strong password. But we recommend just come up with a mnemonic, things that you remember from when you were a kid, come up with something that makes sense. Replace O's with zeros. Replace A with an ampersand. Just do things like that, and you're going to make it really difficult for somebody to hack you. Another common sense, check your credit report regularly, okay? Because the cyber attack that you could be hit with is just identity theft. And that's where you've got to see proactively what's different. The next is be careful where you use public Wi-Fi. Public Wi-Fi, insecured. When you open that app on your phone and you access your bank account when you're at the mall, anybody can see it.
That's crazy. Or even airports. A lot of times I see everybody.
Free Wi-Fi.
They all sign on. I fly a lot between the Newark Airport and Fort Lauderdale Airport, and Fort Lauderdale Airport specifically is free. Newark, you got to pay a fee at least. But I see everyone logged onto that. I don't. I keep my 4G LTE. I don't use the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, there's an easy way. You can actually, there's great applications. There's something called Strong VPN. You can let a little app, download it to your phone, hit that free Wi-Fi, open the app, makes it secure. So you want to use that to keep your data down, but at the same time, you can do something that costs you just a few bucks a year and make yourself secure wherever you are.
Now, what are the most common mistakes that we make in terms of compromising our personal information? You talked about one, and that's using public Wi-Fi, banking, et cetera, public Wi-Fi. But what are some of the other common mistakes?
So the easy one is everybody knows there's all the websites that are getting hacked, and then that's how they get your information. When you're online buying, what you should not do is click that little button that says, save my default credit card. So you don't want to leave that credit card information on every one of those sites, because when they get hit, boom, then you're going to get hit. The second, and this is really funny, I have a lot of people that think that the safe thing to do is write your passwords down in your wallet or in the pocketbook.
Oh, no.
The wallet and the pocketbook gets stolen, suddenly, boom, everybody has your keys to the kingdom. So there is common sense here in just protecting yourself.
So who is most vulnerable to cyber attack?
Well, you know, the proven number right now is that it's financial service firms, and people are moving along with that. But the rest of us are seeing, you know, clearly retail is getting hit, entertainment is getting hit. It's everybody. There really isn't any one segment, and you're seeing a rotation in that segment. So anyone that actually has an open and a hackable website where your information is being held and that's publicly available, it's available for someone to hit you.
Let me ask you something. With the firm that you have, would you define yourself as a guy who knows how to hack? Can you do it yourself?
Yes. Yes.
Not that you would do it, but... No,
well, we have clients that actually hire us for things called penetration testing.
Gotcha.
That's what we do. Someone says, we want to know what those vulnerabilities are. And when you know what they are, we outline every one of them and say to them, these are the holes that you need to cover. So it is the people that make that investment and they're seeing it, they really are wanting to do that. But understand that most of the hacking in those cases are coming from things that you're coming through email. The Sony hack happened through email. The Home Depot hack actually happened through a third-party contractor that came to their network.
John Podesta.
It isn't you necessarily, it's what your partners are doing, it's what your employees are doing. So creating the rules around how you interact with others now is as equally important for what you do for yourself.
But this is, what's amazing is, you know, during the election season, John Podesta, Hillary Clinton's chief, he actually he didn't click on that link. He went to the government IT people and asked, said, look, I got this link saying I have to reset my password, click here, should I do it? Mm-hmm. The IT people said that they verified it, and yes, you need to reset your password immediately, click. That seems to me crazy. that they would do that. You would think you'd be able to trace back through an IP address and say, no, don't do that.
Well, it depends on how deep they actually went. You know, there is tracing that you can do, and we get those emails all the time. In the phishing scams that you see, the email comes in, it says it's from that legitimate person that you think and you know who they are. You know, the funniest thing I'll tell people is when you see those emails, open them up, put your mouse right over the name, your buddy's name, and you're going to see it says Verizon.x.net. It's going to be who you don't know. That's the easiest way, and people forget that. Anything that comes to you that is in blue with that underline, you can see where it's from. So you want to open that and take that one extra second and make sure that you know where it's from.
Well, when you say open that, you don't mean click on the link. You mean open the
email. Open the email and click on and understand who it's from.
Can just opening the email, though, be a dangerous thing?
It really depends on how your email is honestly set up. Is it corporate? Is it on your phone? If you're doing it on your mobile, pretty much every email is opening. Don't click on the link. You know, the best thing is really kind of, if you're any question, hover over who that's from.
Brilliant.
And second, it's like my rule of if in doubt, throw it out.
Yeah.
Just click delete.
That's it. Delete, the best way to go. Now, we talked about changing the password. How often should you change the password? And does that really work? If a hacker wants to hack you, are they gonna really, if it's a good hacker, can they get in no matter what?
So two real questions here. I think that the resetting of your password regularly for a lot of people, it's a misnomer, because what does the average person do? When you reset it all the time, you're going to forget it. They make a weaker password, and then you seem to change it. You make one a capital, one a small, you put a number in front, you change another number. A really strong, good password that you can remember with a good mnemonic is going to serve you. And you don't really need to change it if you've actually got that, because it's easier if a hacker hit you once and you go in and you change 1, 2, 3 to 4, 5, 6, you're going to get hit again. The second is to understand that there's a new thing coming out that's really hitting even all the Apple users, is dual authentication. So you log in with your password and then a notification comes to your phone. Are you you? Now, when you have that option with anything that's come out, right now it's an option. That's in the future going to become more of a standard for you to do this. Banking has been doing that for a decade. So now that it's hitting the consumer market, you have that option, take it.
Ian Marlowe, you gave us a lot of good information. I thank you so much. The company is FITECH. If you are hacked, that's your guy. Thank you. So, or if you want to make sure that you won't get hacked, that's
Correct.
your guy. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you very much.
I'm Ken Rosato. We thank you again for joining us. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye-bye.